All right, everyone, welcome back into another props video. Gonna be touching on the top prop bets for both college basketball and NBA today on both PrizePicks and Underdog. Let's go in and get into it. So I want to start out with calling out some discrepancies that we are getting on Underdog in terms of college basketball props. We are getting some pretty big potential edges for some fantasy score props. And so looking at right now, guys, this is what I mean. Like, we are seeing some pretty big discrepancies between really what the sportsbooks are saying and what Underdog is expecting. So like really all these I'm fine with betting the under fantasy score there. I am kind of waiting to see what PrizePicks runs out for these, but all in all, I am happy to run these out for an Underdog slip. And for what it's worth, this is the slip that I am running out there right now. This is a good EV bet that we're getting for college basketball. And then, yeah, these are just really too good to pass up on. We saw this happen, I think it was last Saturday, where there were some big edges that we were getting for college basketball, where 4 out of the 5 ended up hitting. And so that typically happens in college basketball. It's like really either the sports books are right or Underdog is right when we're having those big discrepancies, just because it's more difficult to predict. For some reason, there's just more discrepancies in college basketball. But all in all, I really like those few props. And then if we jump into PrizePicks for college basketball, we are going to see that we're getting some pretty big edges for Arizona as well, points wise. We're going to see the average sportsbook line for PrizePicks is off by at least a half a point. In some cases, a little bit more than that. So like literally these first 3, they're all Arizona players. We can see they all have about a 54% chance that I am perfectly fine running those ones out. Those are going to be good prop bets for us. And I've already attached those to a bet slip that I'll show you guys here in a second. I do have to do this video a little bit faster. I already recorded a video and for some reason the microphone wasn't working, so it's not going to be a deep dive that it happened. I'm just going to be highlighting the best prop bets, and I do want to call it this first one for Clint Capella. The day or right when we got the news that Anika Aglanku was going to be out, I actually went and checked the points, rebounds, and assists for Clint Capella, and his lines were at 27.5. I ended up betting that pretty aggressively, and I think that was correct. Now looking at it with Anika off the court, Clint Capella per 36 production is around 41 for a fantasy score. So although the data is telling us to bet the under here, and I get it, this game has a potential to be a blowout, but it is a very high scoring game. I personally don't want to touch that. To me, I would have wanted to bet the over. The one prop bet I could kind of get behind is going to be Mikal Bridges for under his fantasy score. The issue I have really with Brooklyn right now is that they are just so difficult to predict, and we can see the inconsistency there from Mikal Bridges, and this is going to be a slightly more difficult matchup than Washington, and just given the fact that he didn't get there against Washington, to me is pretty concerning. So all in all, if you guys want to bet that under, you could. The other situation I really want to call attention to, again guys, this is going to be a pretty quick video, is going to be the fact that Zach Collins has been ruled out for this game. So I'm expecting Wemby to get a little bit more run in this game. If he can get closer to 31 minutes in this game, that would be huge. And so yes, this game has the potential to be a blowout, but he has gotten some run in some blowout situations. And so for me, I kind of do like the over fantasy score here. Now it is a more difficult matchup against Washington, don't get me wrong there, but his per 36 production, again, not expecting him to get 36 minutes. Really, this bet would be banking on him getting 31 minutes, but his per 36 production was Zach Collins off the court. And I should mention Keldon Johnson currently questionable as well. That would only increase the likelihood for Wemby to get an additional run if Keldon Johnson were ruled out. But he averages 25.4 points per 36, 13.2 rebounds, and 3.9 assists per 36. Overall, 62 fantasy points per 36 was Zach Collins off the court. If you guys didn't want to do that one, another one that was kind of popping up was actually the rebounds and assists. Again, averages 13 rebounds per 36 was Zach Collins off the court. It might not seem like it, but guys, Zach Collins, whether he's playing 18 minutes or 30 minutes, he is a pretty high usage rate player, especially at the center position when he's on the court. So I do think that there's a potential for an edge there. You guys are going to see, though, other than that, we're not really getting that many big edges. If you guys want to roll out Tatum for over his fantasy score, you could potentially do that. That's not terrible. I don't love that though. Don't hate it. Looking at Underdog, let's take a peek there. Getting some okay ones here. This one just updated Jordan Poole for over 3.5 assists. That's going to be a good one. Okay, so we got a decent one there. Kyle Kuzma for over points and assists. Again, we're seeing a discrepancy there, so jump on that if you can. And then let's just take a peek at the EV bets that we are currently getting on both sites. Okay, here Tennessee, we can see that's a decent one there for college football. Jump into PrizePicks. Some okay ones here. I don't like this one for Brandon Johnson. I think that we would want to actually be betting the over there if we were going to do something. So all in all, I can stay away from that one. Valentine, I also like the over there. He is a pretty good young cornerback for them. So all in all, I'm probably staying away from that one. The two that I like right now, which you could attach, is going to be Romeo Doubs and Jordan Love. So Romeo Doubs over 3.5 receptions, and then Jordan Love for over 22.5 pass completions. I think that those are going to be two solid bets as well today. They have already bumped the Jaden Reed prop up, unfortunately. And then real quickly, just looking at bet slip there for PrizePicks. picks, again, I do like Wemby for over fantasy score. That's more a bet on him getting 31 minutes. Mikal Bridges less than fantasy score. Don't love that one, but that's really the best one that we are currently getting. I'm going to run out Jordan Love for over pass completions. If you wanted to do Dobbs instead there for over 3.5 receptions, I get that. And then I will be running out the Arizona, edges that we get right now. Those should all be at least a half a point higher. So I like that. The only issue that I have there is that I'm expecting like 2 out of those 3 to get there over. Like it's kind of a guessing game there. If you guys wanted to really kind of just do that, you could, where you just pairing these 2 and then obviously that and then that. If you wanted to do that, just create different slips, I'm all for that. Again, guys, sorry for the fast video. I typically like to do the deep dive. There is a lot of information. I'm kind of mad that the microphone wasn't working, albeit pretty easy video for you guys to get the information out of it. Thank you guys for watching. Let's have a good slate. And as always, let's keep cashing.